Malam dimulai. The air grows heavy, thick with anticipation. The shadows lengthen, stretching across the walls like grasping fingers. Dengan keheningan yang mencekik. A silence so profound, it feels like a physical weight pressing down, stealing the breath from my lungs. It's a silence that whispers secrets, promises untold horrors. Sendirian di rumah baru saya, the isolation is amplified. Every creak and groan magnified tenfold. Saya merasakan kekosongan, a void that seems to seep from the very walls, a lingering echo of lives lived and lost, yang ditinggalkan oleh pemilik sebelumnya. Their absence hangs heavy in the air, a palpable presence that chills me to the bone. What stories do these empty rooms hold? Detak jam terdengar menggelegar, each tick a hammer blow against the silence, a relentless reminder of the passage of time, of the inevitable march towards something unknown. Dalam kesunyian, a vast, echoing emptiness that stretches out before me, promising nothing but more of the same. Dan keheningan di luar menekan. It feels like the world itself is holding its breath, waiting for something terrible to happen. Bayangan tampak bergerak, dancing in the periphery of my vision, playing tricks on my mind. Papan lantai berderit, whispering secrets beneath my feet, a chorus of unseen voices. Dan saya terus mengatakan pada diri sendiri bahwa itu hanya rumah tua, nothing more than wood and stone, settling into its foundations, yang sedang beradaptasi. But the feeling persists, a nagging unease that I can't shake. Tapi kamar yang dingin dan tertutup di ujung lorong atas menghantui pikiran saya. It calls to me, a siren song of dread and curiosity. Malam ini, keheningan seolah berdenyut, a living thing breathing down my neck. Dari pintu itu, menantang saya untuk mendekat. It dares me to uncover its secrets, to face the darkness that lies within. Jantung saya berdebar dengan ketakutan naluriah, a deep-seated fear that whispers of danger and the unknown. Setiap suara membesar, setiap bayangan mengancam, they seem to reach out to claw at my sanity. Saya terjebak oleh suasana, menunggu sesuatu untuk memecah kesunyian. But what will that something be? And what horrors will it unleash? Lalu, gumaman samar. It was barely audible, a mere breath of sound. Sangat lembut sehingga saya pikir, for a fleeting moment, saya hanya membayangkannya. A trick of the mind, perhaps, born of fatigue and the oppressive silence of the night. Saya berhenti, mendengarkan, straining my ears to catch any further sound. Hening. A profound, unsettling silence that seemed to press in from all sides. Tapi kemudian sebuah suara, a distinct and undeniable sound, melantunkan dalam bahasa yang saya kenali, a language that resonated deep within my memory. Tapi tidak bisa saya sebutkan. It was familiar, yet frustratingly out of reach, like a half-remembered dream. Suara itu semakin jelas, growing stronger with each passing moment. Kidmat berirama, a solemn and rhythmic cadence that filled the air, bergema di seluruh rumah. The sound bounced off the walls, amplifying its eerie presence. Saya menyadari itu adalah doa pemakaman, the somber words painting a vivid picture in my mind. Dari Al-Quran, verses that spoke of death and remembrance, jenis yang dibacakan untuk orang mati. A prayer for the departed souls, a ritual of mourning, panic melanda. A cold wave of fear washed over me, stealing my breath. Siapa yang akan berdoa untuk orang mati? Who would be reciting these sacred verses di tengah malam, at this unholy hour, di dalam rumah saya, in the supposed safety and solitude of my own home? Saya menempelkan telinga ke jendela, desperately seeking an explanation, a source for the sound outside. Tidak ada apa-apa di luar. Only the empty street, bathed in the pale glow of the moon. Suara itu berasal, the chilling recitation emanated, dari dalam dinding ini. It was coming from within the very structure of the house. Saya adalah satu-satunya orang yang hidup di sini, the sole occupant of this dwelling, namun saya mendengar pemakaman. Yet, I was undeniably hearing a funeral prayer, a lament for the dead, echoing through my home. The single voice began to multiply, echoing through the silent halls. It was no longer a solitary but something far more substantial. It swelled into a chorus of mourners, a symphony of sorrow that resonated deep within the very foundations of the house. The sound was both haunting and immense. They chanted in unison, their voices rising and falling in a melancholic rhythm, a spectral choir performing a somber requiem. The house felt crowded, suddenly teeming with unseen presences. The air grew thick with the heavy energy of grief, a palpable weight pressing down from all sides. It was almost suffocating. I froze, every muscle tense, my breath caught in my throat. Desperately, I searched for a rational explanation, some logical reason for the unearthly sounds. But the voices were too real, too alive with emotion to be dismissed as mere imagination. The shadows deepened, stretching and contorting into grotesque shapes. Their forms were almost human, vaguely resembling figures cloaked in darkness. And I felt like an intruder, an unwelcome presence in a place where I didn't belong. It was as if I had stumbled upon a private ritual, a solemn ceremony for the dead. Torn between terror and an irresistible curiosity, I couldn't bring myself to flee. Instead, I found myself crawling towards the source of the chanting, drawn in by an unseen force. The chanting grew louder with each inch I gained, the voices intensifying, swirling around me. As I reached the staircase, a wave of cold air washed over me. It felt as if something was pulling me upwards, guiding my ascent. A cold, closed room awaited me. At the end of the hallway, that room was the epicenter of the haunting. Defying all reason, ignoring the primal instinct to flee, I moved towards it, drawn to the heart of the darkness. Setiap langkah menaiki tangga adalah perjuangan melawan ketakutan. Lantunan itu memekakan telinga, udara semakin dingin di setiap langkah. Di atas, suara itu mengalir dari balik pintu yang tertutup, jantung dari hantu itu. Saya berdiri di depannya, kenopnya dingin di tangan saya, doa-doa mencapai crescendo yang menyedihkan. Jantung saya berdebar kencang saat saya menyadari ini lebih dari sekadar hantu. Ini adalah tragedi yang terulang kembali. Saya harus melihat siapa yang sedang ditangisi. Dengan tangan gemetar, saya membuka pintu. Saya mempersiapkan diri untuk kebenaran di dalamnya. Ruangan itu kosong, tidak ada jemaat, tidak ada peti mati, hanya keheningan dan dingin. Doa-doa berhenti seketika, digantikan oleh kekosongan yang berdenging di telinga saya. Di tengah ruangan, saya menemukan sebuah foto kecil, terbalik. Saya membalikannya. Itu adalah saya. Sebuah swafoto dari minggu lalu. Lalu, sebuah bisikan di belakang saya, napas dingin di leher saya. Bukan lantunan, tapi perpisahan terakhir, menyebutkan nama saya dan tanggal hari ini. Tangtiman petspray untuk orang asing atau tragedi masa lalu. Itong dikspin, ayik siya.